Ford's $2 billion push for affordable EVs, Ford has just announced a huge step in its electric vehicle journey, a $2 billion investment in its assembly plant in Louisville, Kentucky. The company says this move will help it produce a new generation of affordable electric vehicles, something many experts believe is the biggest challenge for the auto industry right now. This announcement adds to another major project Ford is already working on, a $3 billion battery park in Michigan. Put together, these two facilities are expected to create or secure close to 4,000 jobs across the United States. Ford made the news official in a release on Monday and called it one of the most important milestones for its future. A radical approach to affordable EVs. Ford's CEO, Jim Farley, explained the thinking behind the move. He said the company wanted to take a radical approach to a very tough challenge, creating electric vehicles that are affordable but also exciting for customers. According to him, Ford doesn't just want to make a cheap car. It wants to build one that people actually love to drive. That means focusing on design, innovation, space, driving experience, and cost of ownership, while still keeping the price low. This new strategy will fall under what Ford is calling its Universal EV program. The first vehicle to come out of this program will be a mid-size four-door electric pickup truck. Production is planned to begin in 2027, and it will take place at the Louisville assembly plant. The next Model T moment. Ford executives have been calling this moment their next Model T breakthrough. Why? Because of the price. The new electric pickup is expected to start at around $30,000. That price tag is especially significant when you realize that, adjusted for inflation, it's roughly the same cost as the original Model T back in the early 1900s. The Model T was the car that made driving accessible to millions of Americans, transforming transportation forever. Ford is now hoping that history will repeat itself, only this time with electric vehicles. Building batteries in the U.S. Another key part of Ford's plan is the battery supply chain. The company said it will use lithium iron phosphate LFP batteries for these new EVs. But instead of importing them from countries like China, Ford says these batteries will be assembled in the United States. That's an important detail because competition in the EV industry is heating up quickly, especially from Chinese automakers like BYD, as well as new global startups. Even big tech companies are eyeing the auto market. Farley said the industry is now at a crossroads, and Ford needed to come up with a radical approach if it wanted to stay competitive. Jobs and challenges. Now let's talk about jobs. The Louisville assembly plant currently employs more than 3,000 workers. Ford said this new investment will help secure about 2,200 of those jobs. But once the plant is retooled for EV production, it will actually employ about 600 fewer workers than today. That might sound worrying, but Ford argues that overall, the company is adding jobs elsewhere. Farley even pointed out that Ford is the only American carmaker to have added more than 13,000 jobs since the recession, and he promised that the company will continue to grow its workforce. The bigger picture. This announcement also comes at a time when U.S. automakers are dealing with changing EV policies under President Donald Trump's administration. One major change is the end of federal EV tax credits, which are set to expire after September 30th. That makes it even more important for automakers to find ways to bring costs down, since buyers won't get those tax breaks anymore. For Ford, the strategy is clear. It wants to win the race to make electric vehicles affordable for the average American. By investing billions into U.S. plants and focusing on local battery production, Ford is trying to position itself as both a global competitor and a brand that still puts American workers first. Looking ahead, Ford's $2 billion bet on the Louisville plant is more than just another factory upgrade. It's a statement about where the company sees the future of transportation. If everything goes as planned, the first electric pickup under the Universal EV program will roll out in 2027. And it could mark a turning point in the auto industry, much like the Model T did over a century ago. For now, the big question is whether Ford can pull it off. Can it really deliver a $30,000 EV truck that is both affordable and appealing, while keeping costs down and jobs steady? The answer to that could determine not just Ford's future, but also the future of electric vehicles in America.